Welcome, ladies. Welcome to Empower Her. I am so excited for today. I'm so excited for this year and I'm excited to serve you. So, welcome. Give me a hello if you can hear me. Send me a love heart. Let me know that I am loud and clear. Welcome, gents. I love it. Welcome. Ladies and gents are here as well. You know, this is the thing with Empower Her. These pillars are for everybody. So there we go. Who's ready? Yes, you can hear me. I see love hearts. Yay! Alrighty. Woo! Welcome YouTube. We've got YouTube streaming. We got our Facebook streaming. We got our Zoom group going. It's all happening here. Alrighty, well, welcome to my very first event for 2024. And I think there's no better way than beginning a year with empowerment and really setting up a strong foundation to consciously, deliberately create success and step into this version of ourselves that is inside, ready to come out. You know, for me, I looked back on what is it that really catapulted my journey and has transformed me the most. And I have been stuck many times in my life, and I've also felt stuck with no guide to follow, feeling lost and helpless. And then I've been stuck with a guide to follow and knowing how to break free from that. And so what I know is a lot of people can live stuck and stay stuck for the rest of their life, thinking they're moving forward, but life is doing them. And I know that when we step into our power, we feel good, we feel powerful, we are deliberately creating and we are awakening this version that's been dormant inside of us. So I wanted to bring you something solid that you can come back to. That if you've been stuck, you can break free. If you're going with momentum, you can take it to another level, but ultimately get you moving. It wasn't that long ago that I felt really stuck myself. And it was these pillars that I put into place that got me moving, that literally started to get my confidence up again. It's not up again to where it was, but beyond where it was. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm not giving you something I've learned from a book. These are lessons that I've learned from mentors, but I've applied them. I don't want to teach stuff I've learned knowledge. I want to teach you what I've experienced and works. And the truth is, a lot of things work for different people. But if something that I can share today helps you and resonates with you and you apply it and it works for you, my job is done. Like, that's what I want for you. I want you to apply this, okay? So, welcome to Empower Her. If this is your first time joining me, I would love you to let me know in the chat, in the comments in YouTube, let me know in Facebook, let me know because I want to welcome you to your very first experience, your very first event. This can literally be the start of something absolutely extraordinary for you. And I see so many familiar faces and names, clients. There's so many clients join these events. That tells you something, and I'm so grateful for you because you keep me going, you keep me wanting to be better as well every time you join, every time you come on a call. And I want to take my hat off to our clients that are joining because it shows me that you aren't here just for ticking off the boxes. You're here to grow, and you know that one thing you hear today can make a massive difference in your life. You know, sometimes it's just that one thing that we needed at that time, and something shifts, we apply it, and results improve. Okay. Welcome for those first timers. I'm seeing the comments coming in. So amazing. All right. So, first and foremost, I want to ask you personally, okay? I always start my year with a word. Do you have a word for 2024? Let me know, yes or no, in the comments. feel free to share your word if you've got your word. All good. My word is freedom. Freedom is my word for 2024. And you know what? Let the word come to you. If you don't have one, that's okay. Yes, believe. Oh, I love that. That's great. Freedom is my word too. Yes, freedom. I love that. I love that. You know, whatever your word is, I host a greenhouse call every Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. In Melbourne time. And I always ask everybody to let me know, what their word is and bring it to the forefront of your mind to embody it. If you want freedom, for example, like I'm really connected to that word. It's like financial freedom, time freedom, self-expression freedom, whatever that is. Or for some people, it's like belief or confidence. Yeah, like confidence. Confidence when you speak, confidence when you work out, confidence when doing your skincare routine. Doesn't matter. Like what I think it's like this backbone that you're really impressing that really gets expressed in all areas of your life. So whatever your word is, just about to fail. Yes, you can hear people chatting. If you can mute yourself, guys. That would be amazing. Sorry, I couldn't hear that. My volumes had my music pumping. So thanks for letting me know. All right. Well, I want you to bring that word at the forefront of your mind. And right now, just close your eyes for the second and just feel it. Feel the feeling of your word. What is your word? Feel it. And you can add an I before it, like I believe or I am free. Add the I and claim that word. This is your word, and you choose to embody every vibration of that word, right? Claim it, feel it in every part of your body, in your cells, in your heart. Feel what it feels like to fully embody that word. Name it and claim it. All right. Well, let's bring it all back. Open your eyes and know that that is your intention. All right. First and foremost, I want to share with you. I know a lot of you who know my story. Sometimes I don't share all parts of my story just because it just comes what comes in the moment. I let spirit guide. But I do want to take you back to a way that I used to live. And when I feel stuck, I can sometimes go back to that old way, right? And I want you to know that freedom and empowerment is the way we're meant to be living. When we feel free and we feel empowered and we feel confident and we believe and we feel focused and we feel this power, right? That's when we're in our true self. So I believe we're either like in our power or we're disengaged from it. And waking that up is so essential. That's the first step. We're going to wake up our power, and then it's about staying in it, staying in our empowered state, right, throughout our days. And there's tools, there's ways you can stay in it more and more so you're consistently out of the program, the mental program and old habits and beliefs that kept you where you were, and you're in a state of creation. You are in this state of alignment, of self-expression. So I'll take you back to 2014 when I felt this feeling in my heart. And some of you may relate to this, where I just wanted to be more than what I was. I felt sad that if I died in that moment, I didn't live my potential. I think so many people have this feeling of maybe an anxiety, or maybe it's this suppression of, I know I can be so much more. I know I can do so much more. I know that I can have so much more. And so I felt that, but I felt in a box. Like I felt the compression of it all. And I remember thinking, this is not how I want to live. And I remember also thinking at the time, I thought I would be further ahead than what I am right now. But in hindsight now, in letting go of what we should be and where we think we need to be by a certain age and all of these things, I look back and go, no, really, the feeling was that I knew that I wasn't living my expression. I wasn't living in my power. I was living by default. I was reacting to life. I was just this cork in the ocean, bobbing up and down, thinking who I was my identity at the time, and that was that. And so for me, my first thing was having children, having a son gave me purpose. And I want to ask you, what is your purpose for change? What is your drive to be better? Maybe it is just you showing you that you can do it. Maybe it is to provide a better life for those you love. Maybe it's just to express what's possible for others, be an inspiration. Maybe it's to connect to God, to this higher power, to source, and just live in a way that feels authentically you, that you are doing your creator service by living fully, right, with your gifts and talents and full expression. But I want you to just mentally, or if you have a pen and paper, or you can type it, what is your motivation to grow? What is your drive to get in your power and stay in your power? And to give you guys just a moment there to connect to that. What is your motivation? Why do you want to be better? I see here like helping others. I'm getting private messages, helping others. Yeah, you want to be better, to serve, to help, to make a difference. You know, let that be your core. What's pulling at your heartstrings? For me, it was being a mum and having a life where, in fact, I didn't want to pass down these negative habits, these negative beliefs, and poor thinking, negative thinking. There was a lot of things I didn't want to pass out down, and I wanted to create a better life. That was the starting point. And now it's different. Now I'm motivated by impact and wanting to make a difference. And yes, I still want to show my family and my children what's possible, but not to prove it to them anymore, because now I don't need approval from others. Now what I want to do is show my creator and be in alignment and do that service, that mission that I was put here to do, authentically me. And that's what I want for you, to be authentically you. Okay? So now that you've written down and you've got a purpose, a reason why you want to be better, now that's the starting point. Okay? Use that as your catapult. Use that as your pole vault to leverage through, to jump through those things that you need to go through. But let me give you the first pillar. We're going to go through 4 pillars today. The first one, we've got to get this clear. It's in the Bible. Without a vision, the people will perish. That is true for not just someone reading the Bible, but it's true for everything. That's why it's in there. It is a golden truth. I was speaking to someone from a church who's been studying the Bible for years, like decades, like it grew up with the scripture and didn't have a goal, and this is the thing, like it doesn't matter where you've come from. You need to give your soul a target to express. You need to give your mind an image to create. You need to lock into something that you love, a vision. And I have always felt in my heart, I need to have a life vision. What life do I want to live? I'm not just talking about the next month, and that's as far as I'm seeing. I want to create a vision. What impact do you want to make? What do you see? How do you want to live? A vision involves your body and your health and your life. It involves so many things. Okay?
It involves
For you to have, an image of the relationships that you have, the experiences you have, the career you have, the work you want to do, the philanthropy you want to give and do and experience. Like how I like to think sometimes morbidly in a good way. I like to think the day that I'm gone, what if someone was to read my autobiography, what would it say? What kind of life did Nat live? And I want you to ask yourself for you, like, what if someone was to read the kind of person you were, the difference you made, so that your character. It's so funny. You see, I haven't put in there the things you own yet. Like some people that's all they can lock into. Yeah, that's part of it, but that's not everything. Okay, what kind of difference you made, the character you had, the impact, your uniqueness that you stepped into, and the legacy, your own story, your own legacy, your own impact. Okay? The possessions, the things you own, the generational wealth or wealth you created, if that's something that you desire, write that down. I know for some of you, you want to stop this generational cycle of lack into abundance. And so you've decided to step up to the plate and go, I am going to create abundance and wealth. I am going to create healthy relationships. You can be that generational breaker that creates prosperity. And for me, that's my motivation. That is such a drive to be the generational changer. It doesn't matter what's been done before. It doesn't matter where you came from, right? Sure, if there's a lot of resistance and you're trying to create the polarity of what's been done before, yeah, that can carry a burden of you needing to dig deeper. Okay? If your parents had a great relationship and marriage, and their parents, and you've got this now, it's easier because it's been modeled down, have beliefs, ideas being passed down. But if you come from broken relationships and you want to heal relationships, well, there's healing work for you to do. But that's what's required to step up to the plate for change. It's time to let go of the generations before you. It's time to let go of what has been done, and it's time to let go, hear me loudly, of what you've created until this point. Be grateful, be blessed for the journey, but you get to decide. You get to put this stake in the ground and this flag, and you get to claim it. And that's what I did in 2014. So I've taken you back to the journey of disempowerment and that feeling of I'm here to do something and I'm here to step up to it. And sure, there's going to be some uncomfortable things and I've got to face things. The thing is, when you step up to change and empowerment, especially when you're creating generational change here, it takes courage. It takes strength. But guess what? You would never be put through anything you couldn't grow through and handle, because you have that strength, you have that capacity, and you have God behind you. And I don't know if I'm not religious, to be honest. Like, I'm not specifically religious, sure, but I am spiritual and I believe in God and I believe in our Creator and I believe that I'm a child of God. And my mentor showed me, my mentor, Bob Proctor, was my mentor in 2014. And I worked with him, I studied with him. He has had the greatest impact in my life to create prosperity. And when he passed away, I had the privilege and blessing to have then worked with him closely a few years before. And you know what? He still impacts me. I still learn from him. He's here in spirit with me because he molded my philosophy, right? He helped me unlearn things. He helped me unlearn that money was bad. He helped me learn that money was a tool and I deserve to have a lot of it. He helped me learn that looking after myself and self-care and self-worth, that the question wasn't, is that car or house or thing worthy of am I worthy of it? The question is that worthy of me? Because I am invaluable. You are invaluable. There is no price anyone can put on your life and your worth. And so we fret over these houses and things we want and holidays or whatever you want to create. And sometimes we get upset and we can cry, but don't cry over anything that isn't worthy of you. You know, and I want you to just, so that, I mean, there's so many lessons that have changed my life, but that first one is your goal, to have a definite goal and a life vision. We want to have a vision, and then our purpose aligns with that vision, and we have a goal. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've worked with a lot of people over the years, okay? And some people don't know their purpose. If you know your purpose and you're connected to it, amazing, okay? Amazing. If you don't know your purpose, keep looking, keep asking. It is within you. Your purpose is already within you, okay? Now, one thing, if you set a goal that you love, you will start to unmask the things that have been blocking you from expressing and aligning with your purpose. You know, I started off as a naturopath. I wanted to help people. I wanted to heal them. I wanted to do it in a natural way, in a holistic way, right? And so when I tried to get into Western medicine, I was blocked. I had people tell me that I would never amount to anything as a naturopath, that I needed to be a doctor and, you know, that's the only way. And yet my soul wanted to follow the natural path, okay? And so I kept listening to that. I kept leaning into what my heart and soul was attracted to, not what would get me success or get me to what I wanted, what I should be doing. And that takes courage, and you will go against the grain. But that is what that warrior here is here to do. Stand up to your truth. And so that natural medicine started my journey into coaching, into always helping. And then I fell in love with the mind, because I knew that I couldn't heal the body of someone without helping them heal what was going on in their mind. That it didn't matter what I gave them naturally or herbally, the cause was still brewing. There was the reason why the body was expressing that in the first place. So I went to the mind, okay? And that's where I started to master the mind. I've been studying now for over 8 years, close to 9 years, just the mind. And I did close to 10 years in the body, okay? So I want you to understand that you are a spiritual being. You have a body, but you also have a mind. And that mind has been programmed with ideas of who you think you should be, with ideas of what success looks like, with beliefs, ideas, habits, all of that. There is a program, but you are not the program. You are a spiritual being of pure perfection. You have gifts and talents and unique, quirky things. You know what? Some of the things you're ashamed of are your greatest gifts. You know, I used to wear my tops back to front. I used to put my shoes on like the wrong feet. Like I was clumsy and klutzy, and But you know what? It's so funny. I look now, I was getting ready and I've got toothpaste on my blazer. I've got some chocolate stain. And part of me was once upon a time thinking that was shameful. Oh my gosh, like how embarrassing, you know? And I would compare myself to people that looked perfect. I'm a mom. Like, the fact that it's not toothpaste isn't up here is a win, you know? And so it's about embracing it. And I used to get teased for being gullible because I would believe people and they'd tell me these stories and but guess what? That wonder serves me. That ability to believe serves me. The ability to show up and focus on serving rather than what I look like serves me in authentic expression. So I want you to peel off that mask of what you think you need to be, what you should look like, what your perfect life should be like, and I want you to create authentically your way. Okay? Your way, because that is the ultimate freedom. That is the ultimate freedom. When you can ask yourself, what would I love? How would I love to live? Who would I love to be? And listen to your soul. Listen to what your spirit is leaning into. And if I deny natural Mother Earth, like if I was in a group environment, a corporate environment where I was dressed in blazers that were black and gray, and I like color. And I would drink wine, and I like smoothies and green juices. And so my soul wants to be expressed. But if we start to close ourselves off from that, our spirit starts to die. Like we start to suffocate. And that is the opposite of how we're meant to live. So if someone's into wine, let them, because that's their expression. Doesn't mean you need to be. But if it is, it's your thing. So that's why I'm here to tell you the things you feel you've been ashamed of, the things that you hide and do in private because you think are not enough, they are some of your gifts. Because on the opposite side of that is the gift. The gift for me just showing up, often not prepared. But I can channel and I can let spirit flow because I get in the spirit of what I'm teaching and God just takes over and that is me. If I then go try and plan for hours, that feels imprisoning for me just to get intellectual. I'm a heart-centered person. Yeah, but someone else, if you're intellectual and you love working things out and strategizing and numbers and lean in. Don't try to compare yourself to what you think you should be. So once again, I'm bringing it back down. See, I love that. Like, Daniela, you brought your little one on. This is what I mean. It's like, bring it in. Bring in your life. Accept where you are. Don't run from where you are because you think it's not enough, right? But you can be where you are and be empowered and create. That's the key. Okay? If there was one thing that I wish I could put a magic wand, there's probably a few things here. Number one, it would be to eliminate all the shame that you have. Number two, it would be to open up your heart to love, to receive it and to feel it and to give it. Even when others' behaviors are not coming from love, you can respond from love and stay in love. That's a huge, huge gift. And the third one here is your ability to be authentically you and express you and the life you want to live. You like nice, luxurious things, let yourself do that. You like being in nature barefoot, go and express yourself with that. You love both of those things, that's a part of you too. Express both those things. Don't deny any part of you. Okay? And this is where life begins. I think without that connection, we are just merely existing. And so having that vision of how you want to live starts to wake up your soul. It starts to connect you and fuel you to who you're meant to be. So I always use the word love. Want is intellectual. Love is emotional. And that is going to be your homework, whether you're already a client or not. You can spend time redoing that fresh from this moment. What would my extraordinary life look like? Right? What would my extraordinary life look like? And you let those images come to you. You let them soar. Some of you have been blocked up for a while. You don't know. That's okay. Sit there and write the word that comes up, the image. It will begin to flow. This is you starting to open yourself up to spirit flowing through you. Okay? What would you love your life to look like? Your extraordinary life. We're here to live an extraordinary life, and it's extraordinarily, uniquely ours. Fully, freely expressed, prosperously. Okay? Don't hold back on anything. You want more health, you want more love, you want more freedom, more travel, or whatever it is. I don't want to limit you. I want you to be free. Spirit, God wants you to be free. Notice that when you feel that expression, you feel good, you feel free, you feel the love, you feel all the good feels. Okay? So we have to give ourselves permission to live authentically. And if we've been living really inauthentically, trying to be perfect and tick off boxes and just follow the rigid rules, then there's a lot of unlearning to do. Okay, there's a lot of unlearning because that's been in the way of authentic expression. And I'm going to tell you something. There's no perfect way to create success. There's no one strategy. There's none of that. You know what it is? The person who's created that success and has that life that maybe you're inspired by, they are living authentically them. Okay? That's if there's genuine happiness. Just because it looks like something on Instagram doesn't mean it's authentic happiness. But if it's authentic expression, you don't care what others think about you. You are being you in all your glory. You are serving in all your glory. You are expressing, okay? And what happens is when we care what we look like, when we care what others think, now that energy is off creation and into the ego self, and insecurities are at play, okay? So this is the way. So success is expression. And when you're fully expressed and you have, let's say, healthy relationship ideas and you have prosperous money ideas, well, then that starts to flow in. That's what you create. Okay? So let me just keep this simple. You're a spiritual being here to be authentically you. You have dreams, gifts, talents. Okay? You have a program. Yes, you have beliefs about money, you have beliefs about health, you have beliefs about you have beliefs about everything. And in fact, it's your beliefs that have created your reality. Okay? So as you change those beliefs, you release the lack ones of money and you replace them with abundant ideas of money. And you release those negative thoughts of relationships and trust issues. And you replace them with loving, positive ideas of people and relationships. As you release these negative thoughts of ill health and fear of health and problems, and you focus on vitality and healing and vibrancy and grateful thoughts of health and positive thoughts, well, then that becomes your expression. Our results are just a reflection. They're a clue as to what we have, number one, manifested, and number two, what the beliefs are there. So if there's results we don't love in an area of our life, know that it's not your spirit that's the issue, because your spirit is perfect. You're a perfect expression of God. There's the mental work. There's beliefs in the way. Okay? So you align your spirit there with authentic expression, and you align your beliefs with authentic expression, prosperous ideas. Now that becomes your reality. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with anybody in here or listening to this. If there are blockages, things are not flowing in certain areas, just know it's the thinking at the cause. That's the gap I was missing when I was a naturopath, because I couldn't work it out. Why was that person getting better and this person not? And I've given them the same things. Okay? Their thoughts, their beliefs. And at the core of that, some of these are generational. We use the word traumas, or they could just be just emotions that are being trapped, okay, passed down. Okay? You know, I think of the feeling of struggle, right, that I grew up with energetically. Even if it wasn't spoken about, there was that energy. And I've had to work on healing struggle, because my grandmother struggled. She got given away because her mum couldn't look after her. So there was this energy that got passed down. So for me to create more freedom in my life, I had to release that feeling like it was normal, that assumption that everyone struggles. But then I saw people not struggling, and it confused me. We often think just because we feel that and it's normal for us, that it's normal for everybody, and it's not. If it's not what we want, we can change it. You don't have to pass on struggle anymore. You don't have to pass on diseases anymore. You don't have to pass on failure or this inadequacy feelings or failure in business. Like, no, you get to create. As long as you're breathing, God's not done with you yet. As long as you're breathing, you can create new. Okay? So I want you to just understand that you have it in you, but you've got to discipline your mind. You've got to work on improving your mind, but you've got to give your mind a target. Our mind is a cybernetic mechanism. Just like your GPS, when you put in your nav, I don't even use a GPS anymore. I use my phone and I put in the address, okay? So you put in the address, it'll take you there the fastest route. It'll give you an alternative route. Oh, actually, this one's quicker now. You can go down this way, right? But if you never put in a destination and you're like, well, I just hope to get to that suburb, well, it's not clear. Our mind wants to have clarity. Our mind wants a specific key direction. So specific is actually important. Specific. If you had a magic wand, what would you love to earn by the end of the year? If you had a magic wand, what would you love in your bank account by the end of the year? If you had a magic wand, how often would you love to go on a date with your partner? If you had a magic wand, which holidays would you love to go on by the end of the year? If you had a magic wand, how would you love to feel more often? If you can you see that that's more specific? Okay? So the quality of your images and the specificity of your images is going to determine where you land. Okay? We've got to learn to focus on what we want and not on what we don't want. The other day, I created a reel actually about this, but I asked my son at the supermarket, I said, can you hold these, but don't drop them? Well, of course, what did he do? He dropped them because that was the image I had, and I passed that on to him, and I was realizing the moment I just focused on what I didn't want. And we've got to unlearn. We've got to stop saying, don't drop that. Don't say that. Don't, because all we're doing is giving it attention. So instead, what would you love instead? If you had a magic wand, what would you love? And it's focusing on the images that you want to experience in your life and not the images that you don't want. And all we're doing is adding the word I don't or I don't want, and then the same image as before that's created the same result that you have now. We want to replace that image. If I asked you, how are your relationships? What's your relationship with your significant other? say, well, it's great, it's okay sometimes, but it's not this, and we do fight, and it's all images. Whether you say don't or you say this is what it is, they're not what you want. And I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying that if you want to create a loving, healthy, joyful, fun, light-hearted relationship, well then, if I asked you what would you love, you would say that instead of what you don't want. And I guarantee if you really get this, you'll notice how often you're saying things you don't want without realizing. So you're placing your order because the universe just says yes. Oh, you don't want to argue? Argue, yes. Oh, you don't want to struggle? Struggle, yes. I want you to write that down. The universe just says yes. You could say the law of attraction if you want. The law of attraction just says yes. Financial freedom? Yes, okay. Yes, says the law of attraction. Don't want to struggle anymore? Then yes. No struggle. Struggle. Okay, let's bring on. Do you see what I mean? And so this is why I cannot emphasize this enough. That you need a vision and you need to lock into a goal so your mind is oriented on the images of what you want long enough for the things you don't want to start to fall away so you can start to experience what you do want. But you must train it to focus on what you want. And that is mental work. That is daily discipline. You must train your mind to focus on the things that you want to experience. You can go for a drive and focus on the ugly houses, or you can focus on all the things you love about all houses. I love that tree. I love that door. I love that handle. I love that roof. I love that whole house. But if your mind goes, ooh, I don't like that window. Ooh, look how messy that is. Ooh, yes. Let's bring it more into your experience. And so your life, my life, is literally just a mirror of what I have been focusing on for years. Can I change it? Absolutely. Okay? Can you change it? Absolutely. All right? So I want you to focus on your vision. Now, the vision is like, I look at it as a life vision. Go as far as you want to go, as deep as you want to go in all areas that you want to go in. I think everyone on the planet needs a vision. Okay? Because now you're at least planting in your subconscious mind the life that you want. Doesn't matter how you get there, but it's being planted. And then we're going to work backwards. Then we're going to ask ourselves, all right, what would I love by the end of the year? It's a perfect time. We're in January. What would I love by the end of the year? Would I love my relationships to be like? Would I love my health to be like? Would I love my finances to be like? Would I love my career or business? Would I love my lifestyle to be like? And what experiences would I have loved to have had? Holidays, adventures, trips, memories. These are so important. I think that is almost the most important thing. Is that creates our life. What experiences do I have wanted to create? Forget your current situation. Just ask. Just place your order. You know, just by you getting a calendar, I'm going to give you a tip. This is what I've done. You get a calendar for the whole year and you fill in when you want to go on that holiday. You fill in the date. You fill in your birthdays. You fill in those important memories. You fill in that concert for your child. You do all that. Okay? But you start to plant. You plant an adventure at least once every couple of months. Something you normally wouldn't do. Just put it in there. Things that you've thought, oh, I need to have more money for this, or I need to wait for this. Go and do it. Doesn't have to cost much money. You don't have to spend $1 to create a memory, but go and do it. Just by you writing that in, the chances of you creating that go through the roof. Why? Because you have a psychocybernetic mechanism that wants you to give it a destination. Okay? And you might think, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't even know where to go. I don't know. The mind's going to tell you what you don't have and what you don't know. Do it anyway. Write it in. Start to create intentionally and put it up. Yes, it's going to cost you effort because you're going to have to go print it and you have to put it up. You can go on Google, you can download January, February, all the way to December, the boxes, print them and put them up on your wall. And I know it doesn't look pretty, but pretty doesn't get you a life of abundance and freedom. Your heart will. Okay, decisions will. Clarity will. You being intentional will. You being focused. We're going to get into focus, okay? Not today, but tomorrow. I want you, there's no point in focusing if you've got nothing to focus on. So let's focus. Let's create something that we can create, focus on, to express and realize, okay? So if you want to go for it, oh my gosh, I've got my printouts already. I've got my calendar just came because I had printouts in the meantime. I didn't want to wait. So I don't like to wait. I'm impatient. Serves me because I'm urgent and I take action. But the impatience I'm still working on, okay? But that serves me because I do things straight away and I change things. So I went on Google and I downloaded free calendar printable 2024 and that's what I did. And I started to put in. I put in a date night. I put in my son's birthday, Matt's birthday. I started to write what we were going to do. I didn't even know how we were going to do some of those things. I didn't know if we could fit it. I needed a babysitter. I needed to coordinate things. I put it in. Guess what? They happened. Okay? They happened. And it's only been a few weeks. And I'm already living intentionally. This is why I'm doing this event. Because I want you to do the same. I don't care if you're listening to this in December. Do it anyway. Do it for the next 13 months. But start now. Start now. Don't wait till Monday to print a calendar. Do it now. Don't wait until next week to write your vision. Do it now. Because the sooner you plan and get clear on what you want, the sooner your mind is going to start to direct you. You will be led. You will start attracting things into your life. So today is so important. Everyone needs to hear this lesson. Everyone. Because not everyone has a vision or a goal. Okay, so let me sum this up. Okay? Write your vision in words, in sentences. It's not about perfection. It's about you just writing things down of how you would love to live by the end of your life. Yeah? Life vision. It can be as long as or as short as you want. Life vision number 1 is the number one thing. The next is having a vision, well, by the end of the year. Okay? The end of the year. Now you've kind of got a bit of a time frame. That creates some more urgency. Like by the end of the year, like, what would I love to have created? What's something I can bite into? It's a stretch? Yeah. It was a stretch for me to run half a marathon. I could only run 2 kilometers without having knee pain or wetting myself, literally. So I was like, this is like a miracle. I need a miracle to do this. Well, that was done in 10 months. Yep, I got help, I got coach, but I wrote it down. That was my misogi, my bucket list. All right. So you got your life vision, you got your yearly vision, and then you have what is something that you want to create that's measurable. This is your goal by the end of the year. Your goal specific. It's not just freedom. No. Specific. What is something you don't know how you're going to do it at this point, but it's a stretch. But when you've done it, you can tick it off. It's measurable. Okay, it's measurable. Being happy, not measurable. That's a state of being. A goal is something you achieve and accomplish that you work towards, that on the other side is a more empowered version of you. You want to step into your power, you need a goal. Period. You need to have a target. So have that annual goal, and then, all right, I'm going to add something here. I hope it doesn't overwhelm you. I hope it keeps, see, or I just did that. I hope it doesn't do something I don't want it to do. I still do it, but it's about catching it, all right? I hope this still stays simple for you, all right? I hope you get this. Have a misogi. Misogi is a bucket list item. That's fun. You might have, like I have a financial goal, okay? That's my target. Like I'm excited to hit it. I don't feel pressure to hit it. I don't feel I need to hit it, but I'm excited to hit it. It's like, yeah, I can do this, I can step into my next level power, right? Provide next level service. So I've locked into that, but I also have my misogi. And misogi is like this, let's say you, like half marathon, or it's like going for a walk, from one state to another, or riding your bike there, or, it's just something that fills your soul, that is a bucket list item, that is like this big stamp for the year that you have control over. Okay, you have control over the misogi to tick it off. Like my misogi this year is to start a podcast and have 30 episodes. I've ordered my mic, it's delayed and wait. I'm like, okay, I can still prepare. I'm still preparing, still creating, but it's measurable. It's something fun. All right, so you've got your life vision, you've got your yearly vision, you've got your goal, it's measurable, and then you've got your misogi. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing in there. Put in your calendar at least 6 adventures in the year. Instead of sitting on a couch, go do something memorable, something you haven't done. Okay? Yesterday I went to a winery for the first time. I've lived where I live for 8 years. It's the first time I went there. It's so close with our family. It was an event. It's like, hey, we could be sitting at home or we could just go and experience it. It was different. Not something I normally wouldn't do. I don't drink wine. I don't go to wineries, right? But it was an experience, and so we went anyway. I didn't have to drink wine to go. So my point is, create memories. Okay? The next one here, right? Once you've got your 6 adventures, camping, whatever, going on a date night, but doing something you normally wouldn't do, or maybe going on a date because you never really go on them, right? Whatever it is for you, go create 6 amazing memories over the year. Put them in, non-negotiable. Okay, you got to show up to them. And then you have your goal that you chose for the year, but you bring it in like, okay, well, the next month, what's a sign that I'm on track? Okay, I've got my annual goal, my income goal. Well, then what would that be for 30 days? Set a small goal for it and focus. So tomorrow we're going to work on focus. But we need to have that locked in before we go to the next stage. Does that make sense? All right? This is great. If you have questions, I want you to type them in our Facebook group chat or in our YouTube comments below. I can help you. Obviously, the Zoom will be closed, so I won't see the chats, but you can still send them through so I can answer the questions tomorrow. What you went through, if you need clarity, that's okay. This is a workshop style, which means you learn and then you apply it. Otherwise, it's just information. I don't want to give you just information. I want you to change your life. All right? So have fun. Have fun, be relaxed, and enjoy it. Okay? Because this is your life and you get to create it, and I'm here to support you. So get excited. Doesn't matter where you are, what's happened, start fresh. Release. Okay? If you've got a heavy energy going on, you know what? One thing that'll help, write all your thoughts, feelings, and go burn them, and then start fresh. You got to get that negative energy out. Let go of carrying that. Let it go. Burn it. Release it. It's actually really powerful. It's very powerful. Okay? And then do this exercise. All right. Perfect. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. If you've registered, you'll get a replay of this as well. And also your assignment, I'll explain it step by step as well, okay? Just if you need more clarity. All right. Yay! See you all for day 2 tomorrow. Cannot wait to hear what you come up with. Bye!